You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the podcast of my show. Remember, you can join me live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, on Conroe's FM 106.1 and 104.5, and globally on irlonestar.com. If you're a big fan of my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube and SoundCloud channels, and you're always invited to my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. The Cindy Cochran Show is brought to you by our titled sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. Call today for all your financial concerns, 936-449-5952. Good morning, everybody. Wow, it is Monday, and we love Mondays, don't we? We love them. Yeah, because it's a brand new week, brand new time to start over again. You can reinvent yourself. And listen, Jake, I want to tell you about that introduction into the program, your check's in the mail. That is just a fabulous.
I've been working on it all weekend just for you, Cindy.
I know, it's heartfelt. And you believe every bit of that. I know. As long as you're not hanging out with Richard, you're good. And that's what's great about it. Listen, guys, Monday, here's the day that you go like, all right, it's a brand new week. I can start over again. I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm just going to walk into the office, walk into the meeting, walk into meeting some people, walk into Conroe Coffee. And I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to have a good time, and I don't care what people think. And if they're looking at me weird, or they think they got the problem, all right? They got the problem. You don't got the problem. And just enjoy your life. And so I think this is what's great about Mondays. Now, a lot of people take Mondays as, oh, no, I got to start all over again. I got to go in there and add those numbers up for the 50th time, and they're not going to come out right. Or, all the problems that you may feel like you have. There's somebody that's got it worse. Oh, my word, there's somebody that has it worse. And my mother would never allow me to dwell on any problem that I had. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't allow it.
So the funny thing about that statement is that, yeah, somebody always has it worse. That's pretty true for everybody in the world except for one person. One person always has it the worst.
That's right. That person.
Can we find out who that person is?
We need to pray for that person.
and thank them.
Yeah, thank them for having it worse. But I got to tell you, my mom would, if we start talking about, oh, I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school. I don't feel good. She says, I want to tell you something. There's somebody out there, and she would name the grossest disease and the worst result of it to us and go like, you don't have it bad. And we go like, okay. And then she would say, but if you're feeling that way, I'm going to give you Argerol, which is a horrible, don't even think about me explaining what happens with Argerol, or an enema or something that would, you go like, I'm going to get well real quick. Let me feel. You know what? I think I'm doing better, Mother. Thank you for that.
You'll
inspiring.
fake feeling well.
Yeah,
just so you don't get the enema.
And then you usually feel better. My mother thought that was the cure for everything. I know that's gross and everybody's having breakfast right now, but she thought, just like in the My Big Fat Greek Wedding, is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And he thought Windex cured everything. That's what my mother thought that enemas did. Whatever the problem is, okay, let's have an enema.
My parents just let the school send me home. They no matter how sick I was, they'd take me to school, and then if the school sent me home, then it was like, all right.
That's exactly right. I think that's the way I would go in and ask the nurse to make sure. I mean, she must have felt like, you don't believe your grandchildren at all, do you? Because I got to hear it from a nurse. You think she's sick enough to stay home? Yes, I'd stay home.
Well, so what I did was I'd leave lunch and I'd take the mashed potatoes and put it in a bag with some ketchup and apple juice, and then made my own homemade throw up. So. And I use that to get out of class.
That's going to the next level.
Now, Cindy, little Cindy is here in studio with us. Don't ever listen to what I say.
Yeah, because no, that sounds like my cousin when he was little, and his brother was just like a year apart from him, and that guy was so devious that he would bite his arm and then lick it. So it'd be like spit, and then start crying and point to his brother and say he did it. I thought, that guy could grow up to be a serial killer or something, because that's so weird. He didn't. He grew up to be a fireman, and he was great. He worked out fine. But it was fine. I have something I got to get out of my system. I've got a great guest coming in, and we're gonna talk for at least 45 minutes about this. But in the first 15 minutes, usually I try and calm the guests down. If I look over and they've gone, I know that okay, they couldn't take it, but they don't want to be associated with the show. But I tried to live stream the Astros game.
Yes. And
I want to tell you something. You know, I don't order things online. I don't do anything like that. I don't do it. Sam is 7 years older than I am, and he orders online. But I just don't do it. I don't trust it, and I just don't think it's worth it. So, saying that, and everybody makes fun of me for that. So my son says, go to Astro Live on Facebook, live streaming, and you can watch, and tell Dad he can watch the show. I said, okay. So I go to because Sam would never figure out how to do this, and me barely. So I go to there and I get Astro. It says Astro Live Streaming. Oh boy, it's the same thing. I click on that, and then it sends me to. I have to make an account for it to get it. I'm going to have to give my credit card number, and they said they're not going to charge me for this because it's a free. Everybody's been saying free, 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 and so they're not going to charge me for it, but they just need that to do the live streaming, and that it verifies that I am who I am, say I am. Well, who cares? This is free for the public. Why am I doing that?
Yeah, but they want your information for advertising purposes because that's where the sports world is headed overall. There's not going to be this Fox Sports Southwest or this Root Sports anymore. It's all going to be done through social media, to where they can sell the advertising through social media now,
right?
So they can make all the money they need to make in advertising for what they do for live broadcasts without having to go through a cable provider. But they want your information because they want to sell that information to advertisers, and so they use your credit card or your debit card information to say, okay, this is where this woman has shopped in the last month.
Right.
She's gone to Target and Walmart.
But I got another but for this. But I didn't do it because, number one, I would have to get up and walk over and get my credit card and come back and do it, and I didn't want to. And I thought, Sam doesn't need to hear this one game. Good grief, it's just one game. But I'm not going to put my credit card number. I don't think this is right because they said free, and that made me mad. So anyway, the next day, Chad is talking to his dad, and I can hear him, and he said, so did you get to see the game? And he goes, no, it wasn't on. He goes, no, but it was live streaming on Facebook. And he goes, well, I don't have a Facebook thing. I don't know what to do with that. And so I said, okay, let me tell you what happened. I got on it, but then it started asking for my credit card, and it said it was supposed to be free, so it made me mad. He goes, wait a minute, no, you better not put your credit card number in there because they found there was people scamming the deal, and they were interrupting, and you had to go in. I said, that's exactly what happened. He goes, well, it's a good thing you did. And I said, see how smart I am. So anyway, you have to be careful about that. If they're going to do that, if the Astros they're doing that, then they better get something that looks more like safe. Feels safe.
It's still in the new early stages because the Dynamo do something similar to that as well for the greater Houston area. Because unfortunately, Root Sports just doesn't. I mean, if you don't have Comcast, you don't get Root Sports.
That's right.
And it's terrible. So
it's horrible.
They're all going to head to that point eventually, and once they get there and they work out all the kinks, it's going to be so much better because you don't have to deal with cable anymore.
That's right. I understand the circumventing. Almost a decision. The circumventing is great. I think that's a great idea, and they need to be able to do that. And we need to have some kind of control. But if they're going, I don't know how they're going to figure it out, though. I don't know how they're going to figure out how to keep those guys from coming in and
just like we figured everything else out.
We need to call John Petty from Texas Technology and come in, and he's the one that was the IT guy for the Navy for so long. So we need to find out how do we know? How do we know we're getting ready to be
I don't know
scammed?
if he knows like cybersecurity.
Yes, yeah, he does.
He does?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
really?
That's what he had to work on. He had to work on that as well. So, and it's cool. The stories he has will make you want to build a bunker underground.
Yeah, I do want to get him back in because he was a lot of fun to talk to.
Oh man, and you could understand him, and you'd have to translate to me like, "What are you talking about? He's too techie." But listen, okay, I have with me Suzanne Swartz, and I got it right. She's spelled it out for me phonetically so I could get this right. She's heard the show before and how I butcher names.
I didn't
so
actually
bad.
know that.
Oh, you just felt
But you got it right. Good
Well,
job, Cindy.
You're very instinctive. Okay. Suzanne, good morning, and I'm glad that you're here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
But don't say anything cool yet because we're going to go to a break and then we're going to be coming back. But she is with now this is the long one, if I can get this right. Texas A&M University Center for Population Health and Aging. Yes.
We're working on Cindy's reading abilities here.
But guess what? It's all in cursive and I can read it and you can't.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
You know, it's sad, Suzanne, and this doesn't have anything to do with your subject matter, but I'm finding more and more college kids that never learned how to do cursive and read it.
I can, actually. I can write and read cursive.
See, there you go. Okay. See? So there's hope. All right, guys. We will be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio, and we are sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group, and we want to say thank you to Wooten Financial Group for being so brave to sponsor me. You love me. You really do. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Every week I get asked the same two questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these two questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple, introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a one-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. We know you have a choice, but you've made the right one. So anybody that's listening on 106.1 here in Conroe, driving around, tooling around, going like, okay, cool. You're just talking. Are you going to play music? Well, this is the talk block. And so we're just going to do talk show stuff. And if you go like, oh, I hate talk shows. I hate them. You're not going to hate this one. This one's different. This one's just so different. And we create relationships here. That's much. And enemies. But anyway, we are so proud to have Suzanne Swartz with us. I want to say Swartz with us. And she is going to tell us about the free diabetes education classes that are going on. And you may go like, I don't have diabetes, but somebody does. And they may not have told you yet, but they probably do. Now, I think I revealed that I have diabetes. I think I did. Did you know it, Jake?
You have diabetes?
Yes, I do.
I never knew that.
Austin, you didn't know, did you?
I didn't know.
And Carly Crimmen, our audience over here, is saying, I didn't know you had diabetes. And so...
How long have you had it?
For, I don't know, a long time. I don't have one, I have two. Okay, and Suzanne, can you just, tell me what the difference is between this? This is something that a lot of people, I think, are confused about. Type 1 is one that you're born with?
No,
early?
actually, so type 1 diabetes is actually an autoimmune disorder that most people are diagnosed with very early in life, usually as children. So it used to be called juvenile diabetes, but I know actually a few people who've been diagnosed with type 1 as adults. But type 1 diabetes is caused by your body attacking the beta cells in your pancreas so that you don't actually make insulin anymore. Whereas type 2 diabetes, your body just doesn't utilize the insulin you do make appropriately. So that results in high blood sugar.
Well, okay, I thought it was safe. I thought, well, I didn't get it as a child. I didn't have it as a child. I had it from bad habits as adult, probably. So, but I do, I struggle because I'm so bad at being a diabetic. I'm bad at it, and I don't know where to go to get help. No, I got a new doctor, and you got to know, my new doctor is great. Her name is Dr. K, and she's from Croatia, and she talks like this. And when she comes into the room, the first time I met her, she says, "We will draw your blood." And when she said blood, I was trying not to laugh because of her accent so thick. But when she said that, I had to laugh. I said, "I love your accent, but it is a lot like Dracula's." And so she said, "I have heard that before. But I have to speak very slowly so everyone will know what I'm trying to say." So I love her. And I told her that we have this radio show, and I'd love to have her on, and it would be great for her to come on and talk about, what a bad patient I am. But she really does try. She's so sweet, because doctors nowadays, back in the day when I go to the doctor, they'd say, "If you don't stop doing this, you're going to die tomorrow. You're going to die. You understand dying? You're going to die. You better stop doing what you're doing. And what's wrong with you? Do you not want to see your family when you get..." They would be so...
Like fear tactics.
Yes. And tell you what they thought about you and your habits and all this. Today, no doctor does that. They're very sweet, very kind, not judgmental at all.
Well, some of them are.
And, this is what my doctor, the doctor I've had for like 20 years, he says, I said, "I'm so sorry I didn't." He says, "It's okay. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to make it better, okay? So it's okay." I love that doctor. But Dr. K is, by her tone of her voice, it scares me too bad. I get so upset. So the last time I went, I wanted to get a good reading, and you understand the reading.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't eat anything from like 12 o'clock that day, all the way till 4 o'clock, and drank 1 gallon of water. And when I got there, they went, "Boy, this is great. You're doing so good. Look at your sugar level. Oh my goodness, this is great." And then I didn't know whether to tell them I haven't eaten. This is not anything. This is probably not a normal reading, but I didn't. But finally, I confessed that I had been trying not to eat anything all day, and I didn't eat anything, and I drank water, and that's all I did. And I walked a lot. So I did everything I was supposed to do in that one day before
those 4 hours.
Yeah. And it's just like, cramming for a test. But when they do the
the A1C.
A1C, I hate that guy.
You can't lie with that one.
It goes back 3 months or something, or 90 days or something. It goes back. When you take that test, everybody know that you can't get away with it being, think you're doing something, smart, creative, because it will read then what you did. And so then they looked at that and went like, "What have you been eating and not doing correctly?" Because we looked at the A1C. It's not right. So I don't know how frustrating it must be to have me as a patient. I don't know.
What is the A1C? I've never heard of that before.
That checks it gives you a, go ahead.
Oh, so the hemoglobin A1C is a reading they take when they draw your blood when you do blood work before a doctor's appointment, and it kind of gives the doctor kind of a general idea of what your blood sugar levels have been like over the course of about 3-ish months.
Right. So that's what's so weird. And they can go back and find that out. But that's technology, and that's what they can do. And you have to be careful. So I was bad last, I go like once a month.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you go to your doctor once a month?
Yeah. She wants me to do this for a while until it gets right,
out?
until it straightens me out. And so I did really bad for 2 weeks. And I don't know if everybody struggles I don't think they do, but I do. And because I listen to people who have diabetes, and they'll say, no, I can't have any of that. And no, I can't. And they're so good about it. They're so good about it. And so I wish I could be that disciplined about that. I really have a struggle with that. So will I learn discipline in your classes, Suzanne?
Well, yes and no. So the diabetes class we have coming up at Conroe Regional, it actually starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it meets once a week for 6 weeks. And that workshop, we really talk about how you you create your own discipline. Like, we're not going to make you do anything that you don't want to do. Yeah. So you know, I'm sure your doctor's already told you what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you're supposed to be doing.
I know.
We kind of talk about some of that stuff. But the whole point is for you to be able to say, you know what, I want to do this and I'm going to do it. And we give you the tools to do that.
And you give us the tools. Okay.
Yes.
And do you do anything like, okay, if you have to have that piece of pie, if you just have to do it and you blacked out while you ate it, and then you came to and realized you just ate that piece of pie, is there anything to help correct or soften the blow to your body?
Well, sure. So one of the things that we do, I think it's
Wait a minute, I got to write this. Okay, all right, go.
in like session 3 or 4 of the class, actually more than one, we actually do meal planning in the workshop, and you know, so we talk about, okay, so you want to eat a piece of pie. Planning is pretty important, especially around food, whether or not you're diabetic, because we all need to be watching what we eat.
Right.
But you know, if you do have a piece of pie, if you accidentally ate pie for lunch, you know.
That's right. It's an accident. It was an accident.
Like, I accidentally ate a croissant for breakfast earlier. Wasn't probably the best choice, but things you can do to mitigate that are like
diffuse it.
Yeah, diffuse it. Take a walk, drink some water. You know, all the things that you're supposed to do anyway. To maintain an accurate blood sugar level. You're going to need to just up just a little bit.
Our esteemed general manager, Richard Schissler, figured out that if he would drink a glass of water with every beer that he drank, that he could dilute the effect and it wouldn't be as bad for him in Hangoverville.
Well, at Hangoverville, no, but he's still consuming all those calories from the beer. So we'll just that's a different subject.
Yeah, well, the calories, he doesn't care about that. It's the effects.
Well,
that he's
some of us,
that he's after.
some of us, speaking for myself, can't forget about calories.
But he said that the water really did help in.
Yeah, and that's true for when you're wanting to maintain accurate blood sugar levels as well.
Okay,
drinking is one of the important things. Drinking lots of water.
Then that's the only thing that you can be proud of me about, is because I drink a lot of water, and my grandchild sitting next to me can attest to that. Is that correct? Okay, she shook her head. You can't see her, but she shook her head. Oh. Yes. As she, and I do drink that. Now, I was told that if I drank half my weight in ounces of water every day, which I would need to have the water company drive the truck up and shut up, Jake. That it's like a career. It'd be like 90 ounces a day of water I have to drink, and so that gets difficult. But you're not supposed to drink over a gallon. They say don't drink over a gallon. That starts washing away all the. I mean, you really start having problems with losing a lot of stuff that you may want to maintain.
Yeah, you can. That's a thing. Most people don't get anywhere close to that, though.
Yeah, but that will help. That it doesn't take the diabetes away. It doesn't take that, but it does help with. Is it with the sugar that it helps it go through the number one? Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just. I mean, drinking. Everybody should be drinking half their body weight in ounces of water,
right?
Whether or not you have diabetes.
That's right.
But yeah, because your body needs that, and for circulation purposes.
Right. And I mean, I can't play the piano since I've been drinking a lot of water, but I can. So many things have happened, like knee joints and stuff like that. And losing weight. I lost weight and all I changed was how much water I was drinking, and it kept me from eating. Thank you so much. And so I did that part. But wow, when I drink that much water, all I want is sugar. And I'm going to ask Dr. K. I'm taking this medicine that I think is making me want to eat sugar more. And I'm sure she's going to say, that is all in your head. We'll take more blood and we'll see. But I just think that that's what I'm attributing it to. Is like it's making me crave sugar. What makes you crave sugar?
I don't actually know the answer to that question.
Okay. Okay.
I could not tell you. I'm a victim of that craving as well sometimes. But.
Well, it is a comfort. It is a comfort food. And I hello. It was my index finger that I said hello. So I want everybody to know that. when you see the podcast of this, you'll see things. You're going to be seeing the things that we're talking about. You're going like, what are they doing?
I don't know if you know what you quite got yourself into this morning, did you?
I just go with the flow.
I love it.
She's spastastic. I mean, we love her out here. Don't get me wrong, but she's spastastic.
I can hang with spastastic.
I love that. I don't think I love the way you said that, but I think that's the compliments sometimes are so backhanded. You go like, "What did you just say?" But okay, so in the classes, these people come in. Some of them because they have a family member, so that they can learn these things to help them. Because I need to send my whole family.
Using us off the air. Right?
Yeah, he's saying wrap it up, and they know they start like this, and they get like, no, shut up. All right, we're going to be right back. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio, and anyone that you know that's having trouble with their diabetes, have them say tune into the Cindy Cochran Show right now. Plus, I'll be on, this show will be on the podcast, and you'll be able to see it then. But these classes start tomorrow, and we're talking to Suzanne Swartz, and we'll be right back with her. I think I got it all in before the song's out. Okay.
Every week I get asked the same two questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these two questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a one-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for summer internships, Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to learn the radio and TV business. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776. Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. And just think, you're going to be so much healthier after this hour. It's just going to be amazing. And I'm going to renew my commitment to try and be better, and more exercise, more water, and less sugar. It's so hard for that to roll off the tongue. Less sugar, Cindy. Listen, what about Truvia and those? Does that
like
do
sugar,
the same thing?
Sugar substitutes?
Well, the ones that say this is 75% less sugar, I don't know. I can't believe it's not sugar. It's that kind of thing. Are those just as bad? I mean, it's not going to make any difference.
Well, so sugar substitutes like stevia, Truvia, Splenda, Sweet and Low, those types of things. Of course, they're sugar-free, so they are not likely to affect your blood sugar. And they're, of course, calorie-free as well. But, there's conflicting research as to the other effects that it might have that are not super great. That I use those personally. And so it's a trade-off. But
right. I mean, sometimes you just got to have that, just that little sweetener thing. Now, and I'll try and eat fruit like watermelon and all that. But my problem is, and I don't see this on here, is being not modest, moderate.
Modesty's good too.
Yes, right. But in moderation.
Maybe that's not your strong suit, Cindy.
No, that's not either. So there's no classes on that yet. But moderation, that consistency is what I pray for every night. Please help me with moderation. Don't let me just go crazy. Like if say, okay, watermelon's not bad for you. So I eat a whole watermelon in that day, and the fructose from that is not great for me either. Is that correct or
well,
not?
Yeah, all fruit has some level of sugar in it. And I mean, that's the way it's made. So if you do have diabetes, that is something you have to be careful about. But
because
course,
it's natural, it
will still affect your blood sugar. However, you eating a bunch of watermelon is probably better than you eating a package of Oreos. Just gonna throw that out there. So you don't have to feel like too bad about that decision, but it is something you might want to watch out for.
Yes, that's good. Okay, all right. But when I look at the list of what I can have,
does it make you sad?
it makes me sad. We're going to talk about depression at your class, right?
Yeah. So the workshop, it's called the Diabetes Self-Management Program, and
It's going to be at
Conroe Regional Medical Center. It starts tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Lasts until 12:30 p.m. So, and it meets every week until August 22nd. So every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And you do need to come each week. So you can't just like drop in when you want to.
Right.
Because we want you to get as much out of it as you can. And so to do that, it builds on itself, and coming every week is really idyllic. Now, if you need to miss a class or two, then, you're going on vacation. That's one thing. But
these are free.
right. It's free. It's 100% free. You don't even have to be a patient at Conroe Regional. You just drop in. And the class is also it's for people who have diabetes, people who are pre-diabetic. So if your doctor has told you that you're like one more visit and you'll be diabetic, then you need to get your stuff together, then this class is also for you. However, this class is also for people who love someone who has diabetes. So whether that's your spouse, your child, your, a close friend, family member, that person can take the class as well. They don't necessarily have to take it with the person who has diabetes. So, if your spouse has diabetes and they won't take the class with you, you can come take the class yourself. And
then just harass them until they do it right.
that is up to you.
So with the pre-diabetic thing, can you go into, because that's kind of new, right? I mean, that hasn't been around for very long as far as them calling it pre-diabetics, right?
Right, and it has to do with your fasting blood glucose level. And so don't quote me on this. I'm, disclaimer, not a medical expert. My bachelor's degree is in nutrition and my master's is in public health, but not a medical
That's more than
professional.
any of us here have. So go ahead.
But it has to, there's a normal level for your fasting blood glucose, and then there's, I guess, that kind of like warning range that, because diabetes has become so prevalent, they're trying to get, because if they diagnose you as pre-diabetic, then you can still reverse kind of or slow down the diagnosis of diabetes. And so you can buy yourself some time if you start working on that stuff before you actually become diabetic.
And does your class help people who either are pre-diabetic or think they might be pre-diabetic, try that or start that process?
Right, exactly. And really, like, this class it's interesting because we do talk about like appropriate blood sugar levels. We don't teach you how to check your blood sugar because it's taught by volunteer community leaders. So we have one of the leaders for the class actually lives here in Conroe, and then one of my coworkers is going to be the co-leader. And so, but we really teach you how to use those numbers. So like checking your blood sugar, that's just information. And so, but what are you going to do with that information? You have to do something about it. You have to, if it's high, you got to go take a walk, or if it's low, then you need to eat a piece of watermelon, or something like that.
I have never seen it low. I can't even imagine what that's like. Well, let me ask you this though.
Sure.
If you're a type 2, is it possible, and you've been type 2 for a while, your numbers have hovered between 400 and 100. I saw your eyes go like, and you're still with us. Like I couldn't believe it whenever they started checking my numbers. They were like, what? You haven't felt bad all day? You haven't been in bed? No, I said, no. And they go like, well, it's coming, so we gotta start working on this. But can you take yourself out of the title of wearing the type 2 diabetes? Can you actually remove that from your medical history? Is there a way for me
kind
to
of
get
like
through
taking
this?
defensive driving, like defensive diabetic or something like that?
Yeah. Can
I would venture to say probably not, but that's probably something that you would talk to Dr. K about. Speak with your physician about something like that. Obviously, it would probably take a lot of work to do that, though. But taking care of yourself, no matter what kind of chronic health condition you have, is work. And I mean, I say that from personal experience. But
well, if you stopped eating sugar altogether, and you started, you had your water intake and you had your exercise, can you then go in and you find out that your levels are great? I mean, you're normal. You're back to under 100. You're back to under 100. You've got yourself back to under 100, and this is, you can stop taking your medicine. Does that happen?
I think so. That has happened for some people. And I do know so we also have these classes in the Woodlands at CHI St. Luke's in the fall and in the spring. And this past spring in our diabetes class, we did have a gentleman who he came in and he recently had a stroke, and he came in to take the class, and like after week 1 he started like writing down his blood sugar morning, noon, and night, and he wrote down every single thing he ate, and he cut out sugar, and like by the end of the 6 weeks his doctor did actually like start adjusting some of his medicines. Yeah, so that is possible. I don't know that you could ever remove the diagnosis of diabetes.
Right.
Again, something to chat with your doctor about. And also adjusting your medication is only something you should do under a doctor's orders.
Yes.
So don't go home and be like, it's great, I'm going to just stop taking my metformin or my insulin or whatever it is, because that's very dangerous.
But you can't have control over it if you take control of it, right? You can.
Yeah, well,
you can control and get things down and better.
Yes, and
all
that's
that.
one of my favorite things about the self-management classes, like this diabetes one, is because it really shows you that you have way more control over your health and your life and your physical condition than you think you do. And I think that's very powerful.
Right.
But yeah.
So when you say that piece of pie is calling my name and it's getting louder and louder, I have control over shutting that down. And that's what
you do. Exactly.
I do.
And you have way more control than you think.
No, you're right. I love the idea of these classes, and it's good. You've touched on everything that is really is perfect. And you can go to what website that they can get more information.
So you can get more information about the class itself by going to. You want me to read this whole website off?
Is it
down here at the bottom?
Wow. Okay.
Well, you could, if you Google diabetes self-management program, you'll find information about it. If you have questions, if you'd like to register for the class, I can tell you how to do that. If you want to do that, you would call Mary Conrad over at Conroe Regional. Do you want me to give her number out? I mean, I guess so, if you're going to call her.
Well, if they're asking you to call her,
yes.
Call
so
Mary.
if you are interested in taking the class, if you want to register, call Mary at 936-539-7693, and we'll see you tomorrow.
That's going to be
10 a.m.
Awesome. And then next week you're going to have chronic pain self-management.
Yes.
Is this chronic pain in the neck, people, that we could be helped with? I don't know. Okay, but we only have 1 minute before we go to our last segment. We're having so much fun. I don't even know what's going on. But
time flies when you're having fun.
That's exactly right. So I am the chronic self-management pain. You need to come back and talk about this as well.
Oh,
will you do that?
I would love to.
Will you come back and do that? And we'll talk about that. So all of you dealing with chronic pain management, I feel for you, and I want you to get help. And so we're gonna give that to you here on the Cindy Cochran Show, just exclusively. We've got to go to a break, and we come back. I'm going to tell you about tomorrow and the next day. We have Elvis Week coming up. Do you like Elvis Presley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang on just a second. We'll be right back after this, and I'll tease you with that. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio, and we want to thank the Wooten Financial Group for being so brave to sponsor me. Thank you, Wooten Financial Group. We'll be right back.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
Every week I get asked the same two questions. Am I ready to retire? Will my savings last for our lifetime? Hi, this is Chris Wooten with Wooten Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. If these two questions are on your mind, we'd like to help. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know you and includes a few meetings for you to kick the tires at no charge. We'll provide you with a one-page summary that helps you get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for you. To take the first step to a clear direction for your retirement, call Wooten Financial at 936-449-5952. That's 936-449-5952. Or visit us on the web at wootenfinancial.com. That's WOOTTON financial.com. Get started today.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for being with us. This is our last segment, and we've had Suzanne Swartz with us. I just say that so quickly that, with authority. So
Yeah.
make that right. Okay.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes,
Except you did
exactly
it
right.
right, so good job.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's so good to get affirmation. But she's been talking about the free diabetic education class and diabetes education class. And you can learn to self-manage your diabetes. And if somebody will help me learn to self-manage myself, and then I'm going to work on my diabetes and enjoy a satisfying life. And it's a free 6-week workshop for anyone who has diabetes, pre-diabetic, or loves someone who does. Research-based, developed at Stanford University, so it's got to be good. And these are practical ways to deal with the symptoms of diabetes: pain, fatigue, stress, high, low blood sugar. Oh boy. Techniques to manage emotional problems such as depression, anger, fear, and frustration. I want to be in that class.
I want you to be in this class too.
It'd be so fun. But you're having the class right when my show's on. If I could do my show live from there.
Well, maybe you want to take the chronic pain self-management class. Is that at a better time for you?
That's a better time.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
we can talk about that in a second.
Okay. All right. Well, and plus, we're going to have you back on and talk about it. But now, I do want to tease with tomorrow, we've got Mindy Miller. Mindy Miller was one of Elvis Presley's last girlfriends. This is very cool. We have a lot of Elvis fans, and we want to let you know that this is going to be, it's going to be very emotional in the sense that if you are an Elvis fan, what's coming up is his 40th anniversary of when he passed away, and back in August. And so in August, it'll be 40 years.
That makes me feel really young. Like,
Shut up.
40 years ago he passed away?
What do you think that makes me feel like? I remember it.
Well, you saw his birth and death, right, Cindy?
Birth and death. Shut up.
Wow. I didn't see any of those
But
things. I also feel kind of young.
that's good. That's good. I love making people feel young. That's wonderful. But I grew up with Elvis Presley. My sister's 12 years old, 6 years older than I am, and she loved Elvis. I mean, she loved Elvis so much. And when she found out that he had died, she dropped everything, called her husband and said, meet me at the airport. She went and got tickets, and they flew to Memphis to stand out in front of the house. She said, I just had to be there. It was the weirdest feeling. She is a CPA. Those people have no emotion about anything other than numbers. And so she got so, upset. And that's where she went. She had to be close to there. So we have Mindy Miller, who's going to share with us, these are kind of like the last years of his life. They were there. She was there. And then Don Wilson, who you've heard many times on this show. Don's going to be here, and Don's going to talk about some stories that he's never maybe mentioned in public before. So we're going to learn a lot behind the scenes. And I've got some questions that I know, Don, you have never been asked before. So be afraid. Be very afraid. That's going to be fun to talk to him. But we're going to be celebrating Elvis's life and some people that were there with him, that knew him, really. It wasn't a cousin or so that knew him or, they'd heard about it or read about it somewhere. These are the guys that were actually there with Elvis. And so it's going to be a lot of fun to talk to them, and interesting and informative for all you Elvis fans. But remember, that's tomorrow, Tuesday is Mindy, and then Wednesday is Dawn. Okay, guys, I know that you're going to do better today. Everybody's going to eat better today because of the fear of what does diabetes, type 2 diabetes, do to your insides if you don't take care of it?
Well, it can lead to quite a long list of unfortunate side effects.
Scare me. Go ahead.
Neuropathy in your extremities, your fingers, your toes, your eyes. It can lead to liver damage, kidney damage.
Neuropathy. That's where you
the
can't feel.
The nerve endings, start to get damaged, and you lose feeling typically in your feet because they're so far from your heart. It takes a lot to get.
It does
stuff down there. But it's worse if you have chronically high blood sugar. Then that damages your nerve endings and the capillaries down there. So you can also damage your liver, you can damage your kidneys, you can it eventually affects all parts of your body because your blood is everywhere.
Yes.
And then the sugar in your blood.
And the sugar in the blood. And the sugar should not be in those organs. It should be going out of your body, and it doesn't go out of your body. It stays in
sugar,
there.
I mean, everybody needs some sugar, some level of carbohydrate intake because that's what makes the world go round.
Okay,
that's what gives you energy.
Okay, you said everybody needs some sugar. How much sugar is that?
Well,
how many grams?
we're talking about like actual carbohydrates. So for someone with diabetes, and this is actually a fairly good recommendation for anybody, if you're trying to watch what you eat, but 45 to 60 grams of carbohydrates per meal.
45 grams. That sounds like a lot, but it's not, is it?
45 grams would be a full cup of rice.
A full cup of rice.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Of white rice.
Okay, I'm going to dwell on that. On the good.
And that's for one meal. So you've got some leeway. And one of the things that we talk about when we talk about meal planning is what you can fit in that 45 to 60 grams per meal. So let's say maybe you only have a third of a cup of rice, and then you have like a piece of toast. Well, I don't know why you would eat a piece of toast with your rice, but then, but if you have your cup of watermelon, then that's 15 grams. And so then you kind of build and pick and choose what you want to eat and go about it that way. And
so if you make a game out of it, it's better. You think it's going to be better if you have if
that's what helps
you.
Yeah.
If that's what helps.
Kind of like a puzzle.
Okay. Yes. If that's it's just as long as I don't have to take that weighing scale to eat at at Jack in the Box and try and fit that burger into that little thing that you could actually eat from. I remember I've done every diet in the whole wide world, and I'm old, so it's been a lot of diets I've been over. And back in the day when they started dieting. No, but I certainly remember everything, all the classes. I've done hypnosis. I've done, all those things to try and the water started when I started drinking a lot of water. It was the first time I started feeling like, you know what? I can actually lose weight. It was amazing. I thought, unless this diabetes is eating all my organs up, and that's what's causing me to be lighter. But it was the water. I started drinking the water, and I started losing weight. It was amazing. So, anyway, I'm a big proponent of that, and I do it also because of the diabetes and the dry mouth, and you feel like you're dying of thirst. But people that do have that, I certainly applaud you, the ones that are trying to take care of that. And these classes, I'm sure, are going to help. But I'm very interested in the chronic pain management. That's going to be interesting.
Yes. So we actually, this afternoon at 1 o'clock at Conroe Regional, we do have the information session for the chronic pain class. And the first day of class will be next Monday, the 24th, at 1 o'clock p.m. at the hospital. And the chronic pain self-management class, it's very similar to the diabetes class because they're within the same family of programs. But that one is for anyone with a primary or secondary diagnosis of chronic pain, which would be a pain that lasts 3 to 6 months or longer, past the normal time for an injury to heal, depending on what that might be, like chronic neck, back, shoulder pain, fibromyalgia, whiplash injuries, repetitive strain injury, post-stroke, or central pain, in your chest, IBS, diabetic neuropathy.
I'm going to be there because you've named just about everything that I have felt.
Yeah.
And go like, I need this class really bad. Listen, I wish we had more time. We're going to have you back, and we'll talk about the class and all that. You're so cool. I
thank you.
like you so much, Suzanne. You have such great information, Suzanne. Okay, so thank you for being here. I want to thank Austin for great engineering, and Jake, his sidekick, and Carly. Thank you for being here, Carly, and our audience. And Cindy Combs, who's sitting right next to me, but she didn't want to be in the shot. Oh, there she is. There she is, right there. And also the Wooten Financial Group. Thank you so much for being there and supporting us. And Mindy. Woo, woo! Oh, I love it when he does that. You'll never forget that name, Wooten Financial Group. We've taken all the probably credibility away from. But anyway, listen, we will be here tomorrow with Mindy Miller, one of the last girlfriends of Elvis Presley. Don't miss it.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran, and I want to thank you for checking out The Cindy Cochran Show and invite you to listen live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on FM 106.1 and on 104.5 and globally on irlonestar.com. The show you just fell in love with was recorded and will be posted on our podcast channels on iTunes and Google Play. You can even watch the show on our YouTube and on TV with our City TV Channel 12 on Suddenlink. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with me. My Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, is always a good place to contact me through messages, to interact live on the air and ask questions, make suggestions, whatever. Special shout out to the show title sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group.